Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we'll be discussing about the newly launched design system by Google called Material U. They unveiled this in their latest Google I/O event. And Material U is the successor of their original material design language that they launched in 2014. So if in past or maybe till date, if I've always thought that okay, Google Apps or the material design app does not look that great when compared to the iOS apps, not great on privacy, and not innovative enough. I mean, all looks boring and generic. Then Google has tried to change that image from this Google I/O event. So they've announced a couple of features, integrations, the new language processing model called Lambda, but I'm not going to cover those. I am more interested in the new design language, the Material U design language that they have declared. And Material U will be dictating all the visual design or whatever the design language that is going to be going forward in their Android apps. So it will be dictating all the aspects of the newer development of apps from Android 12. So it'll be really interesting when the beta is out. We'll see how those looks like in like real world. But today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down whatever material design discussion that they have done. What is Material U? What are the core four features that they have announced? And what you can take it away from the lens of a UX designer. So yeah, let's get started. Let's see what's there for you in Material U. So guys, the first concept that they have announced is that Material U embraces motion and expressiveness. And in layman terms, it means that it's more fluid, dynamic, and less constrained. So in the past, if you have seen, Google has been really strict with their guidelines on Material UI, how things should look like, behave like, what should the dimensions, colors, everything. So it used to be really constrained, but what Google has done now is that it has made things more fluid, and they're allowing more and more things to be more, what do you say, customized in a way, right? So it's less constrained and dynamic. So for example, if I show you these icons that they have showcased in their demo, so if you see on the left side, these icons have all sort of shapes. You have circle, you have square, you have rectangle, you have triangle, you have some star shape, you have some teardrops, you also have some different patterns. If you see on the wallpaper on the right, here if you see, you have this clock that does not look circular. You have this widget of weather which looks really different. So what they have done is they have just let you do things that were not possible before, which they used to control a lot. So now you can do things with shapes, sizes. If you also notice the size of the text are really bold now. Heavier fonts as well have been used to make it like more seamless and better. So this was the first concept, which is basically they're allowing more fluidity across the entire system. The second thing that they are embracing heavily is personalizing. So they're saying that you can personalize it for yourself in a very advanced way as well. So you can personalize it not from just the color perspective, but you can also personalize it from the text heaviness down to line width of icons as well. So Google I/O has announced that this Material U will be heavy on personalization. They are also introducing automatic theming system, which means that you can change themes, colors automatically. So basically, dependent on the wallpaper that you've used, Google UI will automatically adapt to a certain color system. So they'll pick the secondary and primary and secondary colors from the wallpaper that you have chosen and apply to the entire UI. This is something really new. Earlier, you have to pick it from a predefined color set, which you can also do at this time as well. But now you also have an option to automatically pick it from the wallpaper that you're putting it up. So every time you open the app, it will look like different. Like it'll give a more fresh perspective. That's what they want to do. So here, if you see, it's changing based on the wallpaper. It's picking the dominant color from the wallpaper and applying it across the UI. To make things more consistent, since this is automated, and to make things more contrasty, like text become contrasty and all, Google is relying on luminosity, so that not just color, they'll also be looking at luminosity of the colors that have been picked, so that always a great contrast has been maintained. So that's what they have explained actually. But I really like this feature that even a layman can turn this on and it'll give just a fresh perspective or a fresh look every time you change the wallpaper. That's really nice. Um, they have also given option in customization of font. So they are now giving a variable font option. So basically what that means is you can use the fonts, you can customize the font in the UI according to your liking. Not just that, you can use the fonts or the change of weight on the font and the size of the font in different animations as well, which was not possible before. You can basically simulate that in different ways. So for example, if you see in this video, the font weight is gradually changing according to the animation. It can also adapt to the different type of devices and material that you're using it with. So variable font is also some awesome thing that will help in customization. So if you see, this is the automatic theming system that they have shown. So it's picking up this wallpaper from here, this green wallpaper. Now picking up colors from there, it has applied it to the navigation drawer, the wallpaper, the dashboards, the again navigation drawer. So if you see, it's quite vibrant based on your wallpaper that you have chosen. It's just doing it on its own. So quite nice and refreshing to see that. This is again one more example of customization. So if you see, instead of a regular circle for your video calls, it's now something like a star or flowery shape. This is your regular Gmail. If you see, it's not just that red color and the orange color that they usually use. It's more towards what wallpaper you've chosen. So if the wallpaper was like something this light purple, the entire app has now adapted to that color system. So it's more personal to you, more personal to what you have chosen. Not the next thing that they have discussed. The third thing is basically alive and adaptive for every skin. What that means is that the apps will seamlessly scale across different type of material and devices. So Google is now recognizing that, hey, there are a lot of devices in the market. You have foldables, you have TVs, you have different monitor sizes, and the UI needs to be consistent and should be talking across the app. So if you move it from your watch to your TV, from your phone to your TV, it should also adapt to those system, your foldables, right? So Google is making sure that the transition across different apps or and different devices is very seamless. The animations is very consistent. It's not like it's different for TV and it's different for your phone and all. So it's like seamless transitions. So that's what Google is working on, bringing more consistency and scaling across the devices. And the last fourth thing that they have discussed is basically accessible for everyone. So Google is now heavily advocating on accessibility. So a part of customization is basically adapting to users' need. So not just that color, you can also change the shapes. You can also change the thickness of the fonts. You can also change the thickness of the line width of the icons. You can make it thicker, thinner, change color so that it can adapt to different age groups, people with disability in reading, people with color blindness, all these things. So Google is now really heavily doubling down on accessibility and advocating accessibility, and which I think is a really, really nice concept going forward to make it more inclusive for everyone. Now, these were the four things basically that Google has discussed for the Material U. I think they'll keep coming up with more stuff as soon as the beta is launched. Um, but in a summary, these are the four things, like more generous with the guidelines. Focus is now more towards aesthetics. They have like focusing on spacious things, making things bigger, rounded corners. They have embraced rounded corners heavily, fun colors, font, and a lot of customization, right? More focus is on accessibility and providing more information. So if I go back on the screens, let me just quickly show you this screen. Yeah. So if you see here, right, it's also showing you that Wi-Fi guest. So it's adding more information, Bluetooth off, flashlight off, your camera is on or not, direct integration with Google Pay, right? So it's giving a lot more information that it used to provide earlier. It's telling you everything about that thing with just and the glanceable information itself. So I think it's really nice. And if you see, it's also spacious. The notification drawer is this huge. Like the entire page is a notification drawer. Everything is bigger. The brightness icon, if you see, is really big, right? All these icons are really bigger. So I think they have embraced a lot of things here, which definitely feel is the right way to do. Okay. So yeah, so these were the four things that they discussed. Now, coming to the point that what are my thoughts around it? What do I feel about the entire thing? So I feel that Google is going in a right direction. So if you see the left hand side, this used to be Google's material design language, right? This one. and it was fun, it was good. It was constrained. They used to give everything, every detail about the UI and the language and the behavior, but that's also what made everything more generic and boring, I would say. So now on the right side, if you see, this is the new Material You, and I think this is much more fluid and less constrained, so that people can experiment more with the apps, and it will become like more quality as per the iOS apps if you compare with the iOS apps. So I think this will take the Android apps to that notch. Um, if you see, this is the iOS app, and iOS apps has always been, I think, aesthetically way ahead of the Android apps. They're really nice, clean aesthetic, and the part of the reason is that iOS has always been a little less, what do you say, strict about their guidelines. So they used to give freedom, more freedom and choices on aesthetics. They used to define a guideline, but it used to give like more freedom to developers to create more things. And it has always been ahead of the Android apps, the Material Design app. I feel that. So I think with the new Google U, it would change. I think it's a really nice refresh that they have done. Um, Coming to some nitpicks that I found from the trailers and the demo that they have shown. One thing, guys, is just my nitpicks. I think that with the beta and after the beta, they will just fix all this. Maybe, not really sure, but I think they would fix all this. But here are my nitpicks. Actually, I'll just get back to you on this. So one of the nitpicks is that if you see, there's all sort of rounded corners that is available in the single UI. So if you see, here is the rounded button, the roundness of the button here is really different. This is a different sort of rounded button. This is altogether a square edge. So and if you see here, it's also a different type of rounded button, right? So I think consistency wise, a little bit of more consistency would be good. Like it'll give more uh, what do you say, consistency across the app. I'm not sure how they are doing it, but this just feels a little bit off to me that a single app has like so many rounded corners, right? The other thing that I also feel is like these shapes, although they are really fun and everything, but this creates like a different pattern and it does not help in recognizability of a pattern. So human brain always look for patterns and all, right? So if it keeps on changing, then it's really hard for me to always understand that okay, this means video, or this means an icon, like a weather icon or a clock, right? I'll also show you this one. So this UI is what they have picked it from the background, the color actually, and the colors slightly look jarring to me. Um, Maybe I'm the only one who feels like that, but this yellow on pink looks really jarring. So if it's picking it automatically, I think this scenarios could also occur that it could pick a jarring combination. Not really sure how would Google filter these out, but if you see, and the other thing is that if you see these bottom icons, they have made everything bigger, but I'm not sure why not the bottom bottom buttons that they have used here. So the app bar that they have built still have these smaller icons. If you see this one, UI is really big and nice that it has the accessibility of clicking and all. But if you see these icons inside them are really small, why not make them big? It just it's too small to actually see, right, on that big of a button. So I'm not sure why Google has done this, but I'm sure they will be fixing it or what. So yeah, this was the another nitpick that I've seen. The other thing that this is what they have shown in their design system. Um, the only problem I see here is that since it's picking everything automatically, contrast could be a problem. Um, Not sure how would Google fix this, but I'm sure that they would fix it after the user feedbacks. But yeah, this was another thing. And yeah, I think these were slightly from my nitpicking side, like my thoughts on all of these UIs. The overall thing I feel is really nice in direction. The only thing that I feel not that working for me is the different random shapes and all that has been added here. So for example, if you see, clock is like this, widgets are like this, some widgets are like this, some widgets are like this, right? It just does not occur to me that it'll help in recognition in some way. So if it keeps on changing all the time, it just makes me a little bit more harder to understand that okay, this is a widget and this is a clock, right? So I think that's one thing from my side that I feel is a little bit off. But overall, I give it a really big thumbs up. Whatever is Google doing is in the right direction. It'll make it par to what aesthetic quality iOS apps have. It'll make it par to that, and the customization option, the accessibility options are dead on in the right direction. And I think it's about time that Google has to do this revamp, because 2014 was a long time back, and the phones and everything was like just evolving. But now, since everything is phone first and the cheaper phones are also really highly spec'd, so I think Google can take all these bets on simplifying the UIs and making it a little bit more flat, less on shadows and all that they used to do earlier. Okay. So yeah, I think this was my quick summary of the Material You. I'll be bringing on more things if they release it, and we'll do a review when it's out for the Android devices to try on. So I think I'm really excited for the new Material You. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we can discuss in our next podcast. Okay, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.